When you hear the term Pokemon investing, there's a lot of negative connotations that go along with that terminology. The truth is, Pokemon investing has pretty much been happening since the release of Pokemon cards back in the late 90s. Otherwise, we wouldn't have vintage boxes readily available. Now, they're way more expensive now than they were back then, but people had the foresight back then to stash away some product because they were collecting. You can call it Pokemon investing, you can call it collecting. At the end of the day, Pokemon is a collectible card game. It's a trading card game. It has the connotations of being a collectible, and that's why a lot of people like to collect different areas of the market, different areas of Pokemon, whether it be sealed, whether it be singles, whether it be alternate arts, whatever the case may be. It could even be toys. People have this specific niche that they love about Pokemon that they collect for. The term Pokemon investing has those negative connotations along with it because it became like this buzzword right around the time when scalpers were running around like crazy in the Pokemon market, going over to Targets and going over to Walmarts and buying out everything that they possibly could find because Pokemon had such a supply and demand issue, especially during the pandemic. And then they would take those products home after buying them at Walmart or Target for MSRP, and then they would sell them on different platforms like Facebook Marketplace, like Whatnot, like Instagram, like Twitter, wherever they could possibly find them that they could make a quick buck. So that is kind of where a lot of people had this negative connotation that went along with Pokemon investing. I believe that everybody has a space, a place in this Pokemon community. I believe everybody fits. I believe whatever is important to you in Pokemon, you belong here, whether you're a collectible or a Pokemon collector or a competitive player or a casual Pokemon fan, a casual Pokemon enthusiast. We all have something that draws us to this hobby, right? And as a hobby, we don't want to lose an arm and a leg when it comes to spending money. So looking at the market and understanding where our collection is growing, so that way maybe we shuffle pieces around to kind of increase our collection goals or to increase that one specific card that we're looking for, I think is extremely important. So I don't really want to put a negative term, negative connotation along with the term Pokemon investing because I don't think that's necessarily right. I think a lot of people have different goals, and whatever that goal is, it draws you to Pokemon because of that escape or because of whatever that feeling might be. So one of the things when Pokemon investing became this big term was Celebrations. One of the sets that released was Celebrations that came out a little over a year ago right now, and I'm sure all of you remember the release of Celebrations. It brought a lot of people back into the hobby who had been gone for quite some time because the set has such great pull rates. It has a lot of nostalgia that kind of stems through the 25 years of Pokemon. It's a wonderful, wonderful set. It's one of my favorite sets ever that Pokemon has ever released because I do think with the pull rates, I think it's going to be a set that people love for a very, very long time because it's easier to pull a lot of the cards in that set. So because of that, I do expect it to continue to rise and rise over time, even though some of these products are starting to pop up again at Target, at Walmart, at places like that, where Walmart had Dark Sylveon collection boxes and Charizard collection boxes recently, and some of those Sylveon boxes are still available in certain Walmarts. A lot of people thought, oh, maybe this is a reprint, maybe it's a restock. And in all essence, it's probably just MJ Holdings or Excel having leftover stock, or maybe they bought a bunch of stock from Pokemon. If you remember correctly, Pokemon released the Celebration set back in like October of last year, and they had it in stock for quite some time. It was in stock not just on their website, but a lot of people were able to go buy these products at their local Target for MSRP all the way up until February when they decided that they were going to twilight the set, and they announced that they weren't going to be reprinting it anymore. Since then, we haven't seen any more Celebrations product really pop up on the Pokemon Center website. There's just been some that have popped up here and there, kind of like those Evolution premium collection boxes that we saw just kind of pop up out of nowhere at Walmart recently. So we're going to look at Celebrations 1 year later and kind of determine if it was a good spot to put our money in, kind of get a feel for where the market is right now, because a lot of these areas have moved extremely, extremely well over the past year. And a lot of people have this negative mindset, this thought process of, hey, Celebrations isn't a good set because my Elite Trainer box hasn't gone from $50 to $200 over the past few weeks. Did you know that the average investing good return, your good return on an average investment is about 7%? That's what a lot of investors look for. They're looking for about 7% gains over the year. That's considered a good investment return on your investment, on your initial investment. Now, if you can get more than that, obviously great, but 7% is really what we look for as an investor. And as we look at Celebrations, I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of these areas with the UPC kind of excluded because this was very difficult to find at MSRP, right? But outside of this one, a lot of people were able to get their hands, whether they paid overpriced for it originally because of all the hype and the buzz and the FOMO and things like that, or they waited a little bit for these products to become readily available in Targets and in Walmarts and Barnes & Noble and all these other places. Whatever the case may be, a lot of these products have gone up well over that 7% standpoint, so that mark. So if we look at the Ultra Premium Collection over the past year, right now it's selling for about $360. It's been very consistent, really ever since May. So we're looking at about the last 7 months of data where this product has actually trailed down a little bit and kind of leveled off. I think it's kind of capped, right? It's kind of hit a point where a lot of people are like, okay, I'm not willing to spend $400 on a Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection when I can find a Charizard Ultra Premium Collection for like $85, $90, whatever the case may be. But back in December of 2021, this was selling for $262.06. That was the 1 year low for this product. And then it kind of took off at the beginning of 2022, all the way up until May, where it hit a high point of $390.54 before coming back a little bit. Now it's sitting at $360.06. But if you look at the overall value over the last year, if we go back from December of 2021 when it was $260 to all of a sudden now it's sitting at $360, you're looking at $100 return just on that one product. That gives you that excess cash flow, that excess investment, if you want to call it that, where your collection increased in value so you can trade pieces off to that, then grow your collection in further aspects, or finally find that chase card maybe that you were looking for, or whatever is really important to you in the hobby. Also, these UPCs are very, very difficult to find. So we're going to give away one right now in this video. I kind of wanted to do a giveaway a little bit different. I wanted to give one away, but I didn't want to do it right at the beginning of the video because I didn't want people just to watch the beginning of the video. I really want to give back to supporters as much as I possibly can, and you wonderful people who continue to watch the videos all the way through. So if you want to win a Charizard or a Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection, now is your chance. I'm going to give one away. All you have to do is just leave a comment down below, so that way the algorithm can do its thing, the random comment picker can do its thing. Just leave a comment. It doesn't really matter what it is, but that way you don't have to worry about liking or subscribing or anything like that. I just want to give back as much as I possibly can. Come back next Sunday to see if you're a winner. I'm going to announce the winner at the beginning of next Sunday's video. So thank you so much for that. The Ultra Premium Collection continues to be an interesting facet in the Celebration set because it has been very consistent over the past 7 months, but we haven't seen that growth that a lot of people were expecting, thinking it was going to be around $500 at this time of year. So it'll be interesting to see how it does in 2023. I do think it's going to continue to rise. If we look at the Celebrations booster packs, these have come down a lot because more and more of these products have come available. But if you look at where it was again, last year at this time, it was down to $4.46. Now it's sitting at $5.71. That's still over a 20% gain over the past year, which is very, very strong. Last December, it had fallen down to $4.46 because these were so readily available. So that's cheaper than what you would have bought a Celebrations Elite Trainer box for, but then slowly, steadily, consistently gaining. Pokemon is not about your collection becoming 2 or 3x overnight. It's about slow, consistent gains over time. When we go back, if you've been in the Pokemon community for a long period of time, a lot of those booster boxes, a lot of those vintage booster boxes that people consider vintage, like Plasma Blast or Heart Gold Soul Silver or whatever the case may be, that are selling for thousands of dollars now, they were only selling for, a couple $100, $300 5 years after release. It wasn't something that blew up overnight. It took a long time for those to organically grow, and that's something that we like to focus on a lot on this channel. So we've seen a dip over the last couple months now down to that $5.71 price point, but that's because more products have become available. So you can expect this product to continue to rebound in 2023 as less and less of these do become available. The Celebrations Elite Trainer box, this is just the normal one. In December of 2021, it was at $57.08. That is a 1 year low for this product. Recently, as of October, it hit $78.74. Now it's climbed down a little bit, down to $76.56. Still really close to that 1 year high. Again, if you're looking at how it's done though over the past year, if you went out and found these at MSRP and you held on to them, spent $50 on them, $55 with tax included or whatever the case may be, and now you're looking at a $76 box, you're looking at a 20% or a $20 return. That's 30% over the past, 40% over the past year, which is really, really strong. So depending on how many of these you purchase to keep sealed, you would be able to turn them now around that $75 price point and use that leftover money to increase your collection in some other area if that's what's important to you. So lots of gains, lots of consistent gains, slow gains over the past year for the Celebrations Elite Trainer box. The Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box has gone down a little bit. It's seen more peaks and valleys than a lot of these other products. So we saw in December of 2021, it was $87.20. This is a $60 MSRP product. At the beginning of 2022, shot up really, really strong, and then dived down a little bit closer to that $100 mark, and then went up to a 1 year high of $117.04. Now that was in May of 2022. Now it's backed off quite a bit, but still well above $100. You're still looking at close to double MSRP where it's selling at right now, $107.58. These were available in the UK for quite some time, well longer than than they were available in the United States. So some of those probably got repurposed over here. Some of them probably stayed over there. That's really going to impact the price quite a bit, especially with it being a little bit more expensive of a product, but still much closer to that 1 year high than the 1 year low. The Charizard V box that we were talking about earlier in the video is interesting because they did have more of these that became available at Target, at Walmart, a lot of them at Walmart. People were able to get quite a few of these. Started to climb back up a little bit now over the last few weeks. You can see it's sitting at $35.31, still well off of its 1 year high of $46.16, but you were buying these for $25 a month ago at Walmart online. You were able to purchase them. So the low point of $26.91, which is really close to that MSRP mark, which is where it was in March of 2022, you're still looking at about $10, about 40% again, just for this product right here over the past year, if you're looking at market price currently to the lowest market price or to MSRP, which is where you bought it at. So very strong gains for the Lance's Charizard V. This big old product right here, the Celebrations Pikachu VMAX collection box with that giant figure, makes it very difficult to ship. These were actually on sale for Black Friday at Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble had a bunch of these that kind of just popped up out of nowhere. Currently sitting at $59.64, which is just off of its 1 year high of $61.87. You're still looking at a 20% gain for this one because this one did MSRP for about $50. You can see it hit its low point in February of 2022 at $49.95 before gaining quite a bit of ground up to that $60 mark. $61.87 was its 1 year high, which it hit in April. Came back a little bit, actually hit closer to that 1 year low mark in August, where it dropped down to about $52, but then skyrocketed back up where it hit that $61.87 1 year high in October of 2022 before backing off a little bit over the last couple of weeks here. A lot of that probably because availability became an option again. More supply got put out there at that Barnes & Noble sale, which brought it down a little bit, but still you're looking at about a 20% increase on that one. The Celebrations chest is very interesting. This one got delayed quite a bit. Multiple waves got delayed, so a lot of people overpaid at the beginning in December of 2021 because it was really only available at Targets. People were able to find them at Targets, but everywhere else had gotten delayed. So that's why you have this giant decrease right away, because FOMO kind of hit really hard right at the beginning. That's where you get that 43.68 1 year high from. And then in March of 2022, where you got additional waves that kind of came really quick, it dropped to a 1 year low of $29.90, which is the MSRP, $29.99. So about $30 for this product. But you can see sitting at $36.48 right now, where it's been very level over the past few months, you're still looking at a decent gain of about 20% over the past year for this Celebrations product. Then we've got the Pikachu V Union box, which has done very well over the past year, just slow organic growth. In December of 2021, you can see it dropped down to $21.38. We had a lot of products that dropped. A lot of people exited the hobby. A lot of people who were looking to just flip products and scout products and things like that kind of backed off because Pokemon reprinted everything. They reprinted things like crazy, and all of a sudden supply became at an all-time high. Remember, we talked about Pokemon printing and providing an additional 9.2 million cards over the past year, which is an absolute insane amount. Bulk crashed. A lot of people exited the hobby because they were like, well, I don't want to be a part of this because Pokemon doesn't care about the collectors or whatever the case may be. But really slow organic growth over the past year. You can see a few peaks and valleys here, but ultimately at $29.55 right now, very close to its 1 year high of $30.83. Then we've got the Celebration Zacian collection box here. This is a pin collection box. $25 was its low point, which is just above MSRP. I believe this is a $20 MSRP box. That was in December of 2021. You can see steady growth over the past year, all the way up until October, where it hit that 1 year high of $36.72. It's backed off a little bit. Again, more Celebrations product became available, so it's expected that some of these will have backed off a little bit, but I expect that to continue to turn around in 2023. We're going to see more and more products start to increase, especially with the raise in MSRP. The great thing about these boxes is you get some of the older packs, so some of the beginning of the Sword and Shield era, but then you also get the Celebrations packs as well. So you get what is normally a $20 box with only 4 packs. You actually get 6 packs instead, granted 4 of the Celebrations packs, which only have 4 cards in them a piece. So currently sitting at $34.25, but that's $9 higher than its low point over the past year, so you're looking at about 30%, closer to that 40% mark that it's gained over the past year. Then we've got the V Memories box. This was exclusive at GameStop. I think this is a really good product right here. You can see it hit a 1 year low of $49.45 in February of 2022 before skyrocketing right away to a 1 year high of $62.76. Backed off a little bit, still looking at about 20% that it's increased over the past year, currently sitting at $59.01. Then we've got the Dark Sylveon box. This one has dropped really hard because it was available on Walmart, and it still was available on Walmart.com as of a week ago. So really a lot more supply kind of hit the shelves. It hit a one-year low of 33.54. That was in March of 2022 before really jumping up in August all the way up to 62.76. Now it's backed up quite a bit, sitting at 27.60 currently, which is actually just above MSRP for this product. Then we've got the Celebrations mini tins right here. I think this is like my favorite product because the display is so great. The artwork is so great. This is your best value for pack pulls when it comes to a lot of these specialty packs. 85.23 was its low point. The likelihood of these getting reprinted seems much less because they are more costly to make, considering the fact that the MSRP is so much cheaper inside. So you're looking at 85.23 for a one-year low in December of 2021 before hitting a one-year high in May of 2022 at 127.68. It backed off quite a bit. Now it's sitting at 113.38, but still looking at about 30% gains over the past year. Then finally, I think we've got the Dragapult Prime. I think this is the last product that we're going to look at. Sitting at $18.47 currently. That's just barely above MSRP, which is $15. Its low point of $17.41. It hit in February 2022. These are very difficult because they do weigh more than a pound, so they get very expensive to ship. So finding a good deal on these is a lot more difficult, and seeing these increase in price is a lot more difficult because they cost around $8 just to ship because of that binder that's included in them. You can see a one-year high of $21.84. It hit in May before dropping back down in July, closer to that one-year low, and now it raised a little bit, but now backed off a little bit, sitting at $18.47 currently. And then we've got the Lance's Charizard V. I forgot we were going to do the tins that were released at Walmart as well. This one was interesting because it has climbed so much over the past year because the likelihood of this getting reprinted seems a lot less. $28.34 was a one-year low for this product. That was in January of 2022 before really jumping up, backing off a little bit, and then jumping up again. You can see it's hitting right around its one-year high right now. It's sitting at $36.67, which is well above that MSRP. You're looking at about $11 above MSRP, which is close to 50% that it's gained over the past year. $36.67 is its current rate. $36.76 is one-year high, so it's really close to that. That's the last one that we're going to be looking at. I hope you guys enjoyed. Celebrations, really interesting set. I really like this set. I think it's a fantastic set to hold to really increase your collection goals over the next year. I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you do, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, because it goes a long way for the algorithm. If you don't like the content, I appreciate you just giving me a chance. I appreciate you just listening. I appreciate you giving me the time. You guys are amazing. We'll be back on Tuesday with some Evolving Skies conversations. Until then, guys, thank you so much for everything. I'll see you then. Peace.